Hello, everybody. This is, I guess I'll just refer to myself as Galaxy Cat from now on because I am my own business. Um, so I am doing a voiceover for my second YouTube video, guys. My second YouTube video, and it's titled "Organization." This is just the things that I had to deal with after I got to the location at Stay America. Basically, I had the budget truck for I think it was 3 days longer than I planned. And, taking like the other half of my stuff to figure out where I was going to put it. I think later on that afternoon, I had the idea of just getting a second storage. I went through that and I got a second one. Well, after a couple of days, well, the first day, I think it was the eclipse. When the eclipse happened, I was organizing all my plants and flowers and stuff, just so they could kind of sit a little bit more comfortable in the back of the truck. And I was just keeping the door open because check-in wasn't until 3. Well, that was like the day before. But like for another couple of days, like I didn't have any storage. I didn't have anywhere to put any of my plants. So what I could fit in my studio, I put what I could fit in there. Obviously, my grow tubs were way too heavy for me to be able to bring upstairs. Although they do have an elevator, but come on, man. I was going to have room for all that. And I'm pretty sure they weren't going to let me put that on the balcony. So, basically, I organized everything in the back of the truck. Let them get as much light as they possibly could. Whatever house plants or plants I was already growing, I just brought up to my room and kind of put them in the window so they could get as much light as they could. Also like a promotional thing too, because people, they don't mean to, but they walk past your window and they're like, "Oh, hey, like, look at that, he's got a lot of plants." Since then, I have organized my room a lot better. Hopefully, I'll be able to show that to you in the third video. And I just remembered I put Pancake, my bearded lizard. She's the host of my YouTube shorts. A lot of people seem to like Pancake a lot, so I put her in the beginning of the video, and I might put her in the next few videos too. Anyway, here we are with the back of the truck and everything in there. It kind of was as it was. And I also apologize for my shooting. I'm kind of like way up close to stuff. Like I said, my videos are about just using what you have and everything. Sorry, it's my dog in the background. I don't know if you guys heard that. But it's about using what you have and trying to make more with less, if that makes any sense to anyone. Currently nowadays things are just really tough. Things aren't really as easy as maybe. I mean, I'm a millennial, so I'll say people within my age genre. It's a little tough because we got to face with a lot of challenges. Not to say that everybody doesn't face those challenges, but they always say millennials have it the worst. They just been dumped stuff onto, and they're like, "Here, figure it out." So, but anyway, back to the video. I think this was the second day where I was just trying to figure out all my stuff. I think it was the day of the eclipse that happened, which was the 8th. And, the first thing in my mind was like, "Oh my God, I got to get my plants some sunlight so it'll be okay," because all that traveling is about about an hour or so of travel, and they're already off their normal lighting schedule, so there's no telling what could happen to them from now till then. Some plants are very sensitive, some aren't. Like orchids are very sensitive, which I'm very surprised that my two orchids that I have survived, especially the bigger one, although she lost some, she was going to lose her blossoms anyway, and she also lost some stems, so I had to clip those. I'm not sure if I have my orchid in this video. I know I have this is all like the tubs that I had, stuff that I used for compost, things I was just growing in plastic tubs when I was living in my apartment in South Houston. And this is like all the stuff that I was generally started with in New Mexico. So I was bringing all this stuff from New Mexico to Houston, into Houston to Spring, Texas. And I just refused to let the hard work of the soil that I was making just, I don't know, I guess I got to throw it away. I already had to kind of toss some things up into the void, which I call like that's the same thing as like throwing stuff away. I already had to toss some things up into the void because I didn't have the time to go back and get it, stuff like that. Like if anyone has ever moved anywhere on the fly, especially, what I'm learning, if you have an LLC or a company and you're the only person moving this, some things you may not be able to take with you. And although some of those were household items, obviously my household items are kind of my company items too. I just kind of had to chalk it up and throw them to the void. So that's what I call it. I don't know if I'll make that a staple in my other videos, but if I say it enough in this video, maybe it'll be a thing. So, but yeah, these are my little plants that I started. I sell star jasmine, birds of paradise, which ironically I learned that those two can grow together pretty well. Day 3, I was working on some things that could grow together as far as companion planting goes. I don't know if anyone's tried companion planting flowers, but to my knowledge of what I was able to look up on Google, birds of paradise and star jasmine can kind of coexist together pretty well. And apparently, in order for birds of paradise to start flowering, they have to be root bound. They have a very strong taproot, and it will go. Actually, it's almost admirable how strong a taproot of a bird of paradise is. Because one day I planted like a dozen of them. Totally forgot that they take a long time to sprout, and I reused some of the soil only to find like a half dozen of them growing in other pots, and it's this long little taproot. I was like, oh my god, I know what that is. So I was able to get those repotted, and like I said in the first video, right before I moved, I decided to put those in my grow tubs and kind of let them get adjusted to the outside, which honestly now is like a great idea, because I don't think this idea would have worked well if I wouldn't have done it, or I would have had to have done it at a quicker rate, and there's no telling if they would have adjusted well enough with all the lighting and all the moving and all that stuff. But along with the organization for day 2, I did some footwork into trying to get some information on seeing what places could help as far as getting my land surveyed, because from the first video it's a bad idea to just go out there and try and look at your land that you're buying from a company, because there's no telling where it's located. You could get lost or stuck, which both things happened to me. So, well, armed with the information from the first day, I decided to talk to a home company, which I actually ended up getting information for. And although it wasn't like a assured thing, because you need other forms of finances to kind of help you out with that. I did learn some things, that there are some companies that are like an all-in-one kind of thing. They work with a land home thing where they use your land as collateral. So the more you pay towards your land, the more equity it's going to help you with later. But that being said, there's still some form of income you gotta have that's gonna help towards that. And it's a little tough, because it almost seems like, it's like trying to get your P's and Q's, like wanting to come up with an LLC and all this other stuff. Like you're gonna be eating dirt for, no pun intended, for 2 years, because they don't take that, what you're doing, into consideration for at least another 2 years. That counts with anything you may do within those 2 years, like YouTubing, or I'm an independent model, so whatever model work that I do, any followers or anything else, anything in the way of content creating, or anything in the way of self-employment, it's like they don't look at it for 2 years. I guess because they want that to be like a stable form of, well, he's been doing it for 2 years, so we'll count it. In reality, it's kind of like, look, like, can something come through already with what I'm already doing? So with that information, I just kind of had the idea just to stay in my studio, which you see here, and those, all my plants are in the window for the best that I could do. I tried to get a shot of the truck and the lighting, which you can't really see because of the guardrails, but that's kind of what I was doing for a couple of days. And while I was moving things into my new storage, which should be in the third video, I just organized my studio apartment the best I could. So all my plants in the window, or on the other side of my tiny apartment, it's almost like living in New York, could get as much light as they could, which now things have definitely, they look a lot better now in that way. And there's Pancake there, the star of the show, Pancake, and my other dog Opie in the background, not in the video but in this voice recording. So it took a little bit to get adjusted, but honestly, a lot of these things were coming on the fly. I was just working, coming up with an idea, and it's kind of amazing how ideas will stick with you. And again, paying ahead will always help you. I will repeat that: paying ahead on things will always help you. So if you're remotely doing anything that I'm doing, paying ahead on your lodging, paying ahead on your storage, your phone bills, any reoccurring bills, if you're able to pay ahead, do that. And it will definitely help you in the long run. And it's also stress that won't come back to haunt you. You know what I mean? And then sometimes you can still pay ahead and it'll still come and bite you in the ass, but just don't, or in the butt, however you want to take that. But don't let it get to you. I think the most important thing is to just be calm and just try and not to let it affect you, because if you start panicking, then you won't think clearly, and then you'll be doing something in panic mode, which I don't know if anyone's dealt with anything doing stuff in panic mode, but it doesn't always work too well. It really doesn't. So try your best not to work out a plan through panicking, because clear-minded thinking will always help you out in the long run, even though it may not seem like it'll work for you too well. It's better than not doing that. And I kind of been really thankful because it brought me out here into this location, which I generally really like this location a lot. I just kind of discovered it like walking up and down, walking to my storage, walking around placement locations. I think I got pizza yesterday to celebrate the first publishing of my first YouTube video. So the guy was telling me that there's a all-you-can-eat curry place like next door, and I love curry, and it's like, oh my god, like maybe I was meant to be here, even until I get my homestead established. Generally in this area, I like being in this area, and it's just kind of interesting and funny that my clear-headed planning brought me to this area, to this extended stay, to my other storage area, my idea to continue growing my plants and flowers in my storage area. You know what I mean? And then from there, me saying, you know what, I'm just going to record everything that I can and put it on YouTube. It all came from stuff I've already had, but never had time to do. I already had a YouTube channel. I bought a mic for myself 2 or 3 years ago for my birthday because I wanted to do something in podcasting. I like voiceover work, so that would have been awesome to be able to do something in voiceover, which I technically am doing right now. So, dream fulfilled. So I guess in a way you fulfill your own dreams. It may not be on such a bigger note of, oh my god, you're supremest guy, blah, 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 anything crazy like that, but you can still make your own dreams come true. But when, you just got to be proud of those small things. That's also something important. You got to realize too, because if you don't celebrate your tiny little winnings, sometimes being able to celebrate the bigger ones later, you'll never notice. You'll work so hard and you'll never see the outcome that you really want. But then again, from what I heard, it's about the work and the experience. That's what you really are celebrating, because if you don't celebrate the work that you're doing, whatever you're figuring out while you're doing it, what are you doing? And I do honestly celebrate everything that I've learned, even old stuff that I picked up, because I love doing video editing. I know it doesn't look the best in the world, but I love video editing. There's something about it that's so much fun to me. That might be the nerd person inside of me that's like, I love doing this, oh my god, as I push up my glasses, my thick frame glasses. But doing voiceover work, editing videos, I love anime, and I love doing anime music videos, although I never had the chance to complete one yet, but I still love doing it. And that was just something I always generally love to do. It gives me this inner joy. And lately, I don't know if anybody's been hearing, anybody listens to any kind of podcast or anything like that, it's what you love doing is really what gets you through in life, and that's what really brings abundance to your life. So, this is the first year I really took chances to get out here and just do something that I believed in. I believe in my business, and the fact that while I still look for 9 to 5 stuff, because you do need something like that to help you through. But all in all, like, this is my business and I believe in this. Like, literally my dreams coming true here. Like, still to be able to just grow things during this whole process is just, it seemed like it was a crazy idea, but at the same time, it's like, I love doing it. I love the neighborhood. It brought me to a nice neighborhood. It's taught me so many things. Like, I just think it's like totally incredible. And then being able to being in a nicer area, experiencing the weather. There's trees out here. It's not so deep in the city. Nothing to people who enjoy living in the deeper parts of Houston, but I think I like this part a little better because it's so open and it feels so fresh. The surroundings and the people, like, I generally like this area a whole lot, and that'll definitely open your mind and your attitude. It'll make you feel better. I'm normally like a hermit. Like, last year I didn't want to talk to anybody, but this year it's like I find myself a little bit more conversational, and you know what I mean. I'm kind of a shy guy, so to kind of be able to talk to people I don't know, for people to hold a conversation with me that I didn't think I'd hold a conversation with long enough, and then to find out that there's a lot of people that have the same mindset about, number one, trying to grow your own things, trying to be self-sustainable. I mean, a lot of people have that kind of mindset. So if somebody watches this video and they're like, man, see, I knew it, you may not do it the same way as I do, but I'm growing to love the campiness in my video and the tiny background noise of my dogs, and this soundtrack of the city seems to be a lot more aesthetically pleasing for me. Maybe just in the way that I work, I don't know. So for me, it feels like everything that I do and I am doing a part of this place, I generally just love it. But that being said, support is still a thing I would love to get. If you see and like this video, like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to try to keep doing more videos. I'd like to be able to get more shots of the nearby restaurants and just places that I have walked around. And hopefully, I can get some more support in, and just people liking my videos and watching and enjoying the campy 80s instructional style blog that I seem to have created totally by accident. But as I said in the last video, what you see is what you get. This is totally like, this is raw, folks. This is this is off the idea of off my mind, everything I'm compiling together, everything that I just enjoy doing, and then things that I believe in doing too. So this is it, guys. So, and if I know from when I walk to my storage unit back and forth, I normally share music on my Instagram story. So if you're interested in what type of music I might listen to, I like listening to anime music, of course, and video game music, and all other kinds I listen to like literally like everything from A to Z. If it has a good beat, if there's something about it that I like, I will listen to it. So I share a lot of the music that I listen to while I walk back and forth to my storage unit. So if you're interested in the music that I listen to, if you're interested in what I look like, my socials are there, and my YouTube channel. And like and follow anything. I also have a GoFundMe there for to help me on my way to building my homestead. So if anybody wants to help out with that and donate, that would be very much appreciative. You know, it is not easy following your dreams, but I think it's something a lot of people should do because it'll be more of a thing you'll appreciate in the end. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to tune out here. I'm going to continue working on my other videos, and like and subscribe, and I'll try to get pancaking more of those shorts, YouTube shorts. So thank you for everything, you guys, and take care.